In the last video, I drew this grid in order to understand better the different combinations of alleles I could get from my mom or my dad. And this grid that I drew is called a Punnett square. Punnett square. And I looked up what punnet means, and it turns out, and this might be the biggest takeaway from this video, that when you go to the farmer's market or you go to the produce and you see those little baskets, that often you'll see maybe strawberries or blueberries sitting in. They have this little grid here, right there. Sometimes grapes are in them, and you have a bunch of strawberries in them, like that. That green basket is a punnet. That's a punnet. Apparently, in some countries, they call it a punnet. I think England's one of them, and you UK viewers can correct me if I'm wrong. And so I guess that's where the inspiration comes from for calling these punnet squares. That these are these little green baskets that you can throw different combinations of genotypes in. And these punnet squares aren't just useful if you're talking about crossing two hybrids. This is called a monohybrid cross because you are crossing two hybrids for only one trait. It could be useful for a whole set of different types of crosses between two reproducing organisms. And it doesn't even have to be a situation where one thing is dominating another. Let's do a bunch of these just to make you familiar with the idea. So let's say you have a mom. So instead of doing two hybrids, let's say the mom. I'll keep using the blue-eyed, brown-eyed analogy just because we're already reasonably useful to it. Let's say that she's homozygous dominant. And let's say that the dad is a heterozygote. So he's got a brown and he's got a blue. And we want to know the different combinations of genotypes that one of their children might have. So what we do is we draw a Punnett square again. Let me draw a grid here. Draw a grid right there. And up here, we'll write the different genes that mom can contribute. And here, we'll write the different genes that dad can contribute, or the different alleles. I didn't want to write gene. I wanted to write dad. All right. So the mom, in either case, is either going to contribute this big B brown allele from one of the homologous chromosomes, or on the other homologous, it has the same allele, so she's going to contribute that one to her child. The dad could contribute this one, that big brown-eyed, the capital B allele for brown eyes, or the lowercase b for blue eyes, either one. So the different combinations that might happen, an offspring could get both of these brown alleles from one copy from both parents. This could also happen where you get this brown allele from the dad and then the other brown allele from the mom. Or you could get a brown allele from the mom and a blue-eyed allele from the dad. Or you could get the other brown-eyed allele from the mom. These are, when the mom has this, she has two chromosomes, homologous chromosomes. Each of them have the same brown allele on them. They both have that same brown allele. So I could get the other one from my mom and still get this blue-eyed allele from my dad. So if you said, what's the probability of having a blue-eyed child? Assuming that blue eyes are recessive, and remember, this is a phenotype. These particular combinations are genotypes. In order to have blue eyes, you have to be homozygous recessive. You have to have two lowercase b's. So what's the probability of having this? There are no combinations that result in that, so there's a 0% probability of having two blue-eyed children. What's the probability of having a homozygous dominant child? Let me write that. A homozygous dominant. And now we're looking at the genotype. We care about the specific alleles that child inherits. Which of these are homozygous dominant? You have this one right here, and you have that one right there. And so 2 of the 4 equally likely combinations are homozygous dominant. So you have a 50% shot.